Hi, my name is Thomas Finnegan, and today I'll be talking about the advancement of technology used to assess seabird populations. To many, it would seem that seabirds hold very little, if any, significance in the context of ecosystem health, with species such as gulls having a particularly harsh reputation carved for themselves in the minds of most. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. Seabirds play a key role in the maintenance and even production of coastal ecosystems across the globe. Not only do they play a key physical role in these ecosystems and the interspecies interactions that occur in them, they also are an excellent indicator species of ecosystem health. The importance of monitoring seabirds has only really come to light in the last century. There are around 300 species of seabirds across the globe, and they are present in every coastal environment. They tend to be extremely susceptible to changes in their environment, and as such can be extremely insightful in the context of significant ecological changes. As seabirds inhabit essentially the entire globe, having migratory tendencies and the ability to travel thousands of kilometres over land and sea in some cases, they are a key link between terrestrial and aquatic environments. Sightings and counts by eye tend to be the norm for monitoring seabirds, but technological advancements have become a staple to the process. Surveys such as colony counts, nest counts, transects at sea and ringing have been done for years now, but technology such as drones, radar, acoustics and artificial intelligence have begun to be implemented to provide much more accurate and cost-effective surveys. Trying to monitor birds, especially while nesting in colonies, provides an array of complications, especially when done by traditional means. Birds may be disturbed by the presence of humans during surveys, for example, and older technology, such as aerial surveys, are much less cost-efficient and can be affected greatly by external factors. The use of drones aims to reduce these complications. Used to address the possible human error in many surveys, radar and AI have huge promise in the future of seabird population monitoring. One example of both in use is from the MUSE programme, which more so focused on behavioural studies, but could absolutely be adapted for population studies in the future. This programme uses sophisticated radar systems that detect movement and automatically point cameras in the direction of the activity through the use of intricate artificial intelligence. All birds have unique calls and songs, which can be extremely useful for monitoring their populations. Song meters have been used in many studies, particularly in tropic regions such as on Kauai Island, where the terrain is very difficult for surveyors to traverse. By deploying song meters, they've been able to effectively monitor populations of Newell's shearwater and the Hawaiian petrel, both of which are being threatened by constant collisions with power lines. These song meters work by recording and storing bird vocalizations in their deployment area. These vocalizations are then reviewed in spectrograms. The patterns are studied and used to identify the species. There is unfortunately no one-size-fits-all when it comes to monitoring seabird populations, although technological advancements have aided efforts to monitor these species. These techniques still have many disadvantages, however. As mentioned, drones are much more efficient than traditional aerial surveys, costing around €500 to €1,000 for a decent mid-range drone compared to the thousands it costs to rent a plane is a no-brainer. Drones also have much more manoeuvrability and can be deployed in a specific area for longer periods of time at a lower altitude, allowing for potentially clearer footage. Drones are also more effective than land and boat-based surveys, as you can get a full bird's eye view of a site, providing more accurate counts. However, drone usage is subject to many regulations, such as the size and maximum distance that they can be used in relation to the user. This may reduce the amount of scenarios drones can be effectively used. Drones are also typically quite light and can easily be blown off course, which can be disastrous, especially if it potentially lands in a colony. Although HD cameras can be attached to these drones, a minimum height must be established for the drone to fly above a colony so that it does not disrupt the birds below. This may result in poor quality footage. Aerial survey quality remains an issue in drone usage, as it can be quite difficult to spot a bird in a colony from a high altitude, especially in the case of many white seabirds, which tend to blend in with their guano from above. Birds can also be territorial and may target the drone in flight. Implementing radar and AI in bird surveys is an extremely recent advancement, and the technology is extremely effective. Reducing human error while being able to constantly monitor activity is invaluable for ecological monitoring of anything, but especially in species as highly active as seabirds, where a snapshot survey may just not be accurate enough. Techniques used, such as MUSE, are still quite new and issues may yet be found, but this is definitely one of the more promising techniques going forward. Song meters aren't a new idea at all. With acoustic monitoring used in a variety of cases when monitoring vocal species, they are cost effective and have been shown to be extremely accurate. Their ability to be deployed in areas where traditional surveys would not be feasible makes them extremely useful. They are extremely important for monitoring birds that may nest in burrows, are nocturnal, or simply are either too scarce or very hard to spot. However, noise pollution in areas would have a serious impact on the ability to identify birds. It's also quite difficult to develop song meters that can withstand wet climates, such as in Kauai Island. It's also difficult in itself to deploy song meters in hard-to-traverse areas, with helicopters being used in the past to deploy them. Seabird monitoring has absolutely come a long way from the days of range sticks and transects. While tried and true, new technology has improved upon these techniques massively. One of the main issues faced with monitoring populations was human error, but the implementation of more autonomy is beginning to remove any accuracy and precision-related issues for monitoring. Radar, artificial intelligence, song meters and drones have huge potential and a variety of use going forward for the monitoring of seabirds. And although none are perfect, the future is absolutely looking bright for their continued improvement. Thanks very much for listening.